You are not what people said about you. You are not what you did. You are who you decide to become. You ask somebody the question, who are you? Well, my name is Lawrence. I'm 20 years old. I'm a public speaker. I help teens and young adults improve their mindset, build self-love, and change their life for the better. But that's not who you are. That's a name, an age, a job title, and some stuff that you do. But the person that you really are is an identity. An identity that is simply a story that we tell ourselves about ourselves. Let me explain that, because I know that's a lot to take in. As a baby, you are just a blank white canvas, a slate, a picture with nothing in it. You're just nothing's going on in there. People say things about you. Stuff happens. You grow up, people say you're smart, and you just soak it up because you have something called a conscious mind, which is thinking, and then you have your subconscious mind, which is just a sponge. And that sponge, as a child and as a baby, it soaks up everything. You tell a baby that you're ugly, they believe it. You tell a 5-year-old you're not good enough, they believe it. And over time, things stack up and they build a story. And we get older and we start saying things about ourselves like, I'm not smart, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. But we don't ever ask ourselves, well, who told me that? Where did I learn that? Oh, well, because growing up, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, your teacher from 3rd grade, your ex-girlfriend from when you were 13 said these things about you. That's why you believe it. But that's not really the reason. Those are things that happen and they built up a story. But the reason why we believe it's true is we tell it to ourselves. A lot of people wake up and the first thing they say about themselves is, nobody liked me. You fail a math test, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. You simply failed a test. That's a thing that happened. And we give so much of our power to these things that happen, to these things that people say, to the thing the world said, the thing music says, the thing TV says, the thing that the outside says. We allow that to define who we are. But what I want to tell you today is this. You get to pick who you are. You can change the story about yourself at any moment. No, but Lawrence, I have to wait until, people, I need them to like me. I need people to think I'm attractive. I need people to think this. I need people to say that, yeah, that's a good idea. No, you don't. You have to be the one to say, I'm starting with me. In my previous YouTube video, it was about the song Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. You had to be the one to make the change. And it may be very difficult. You may have had so many years of telling yourself that you're not good enough. You may have had so many years of family, friends, relationships telling you that you're not enough, that you're not enough of this, you're not smart enough, you're not tall enough, you're not attractive enough, you're not this enough. But what do you say about yourself? Because that's the opinion that you're going to die with. I repeat that phrase so often because it's so true. You're the only one who goes in your casket. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at you. When you go to bed, you're laying with you. When you wake up with you. So if you want to change your life, it will start by changing who am I? A lot of people say things like, man, I'm broke. You're not broke, you just don't have money. There's a difference. Broke is a mentality. Not having money is a circumstance. You can change a circumstance. You can easily change circumstances. That might be as simple as going down to McDonald's, getting you a job. It can be that simple. It might be as simple as, man, I'm 20 pounds overweight. It could be as simple as, let me go on YouTube and find a workout tutorial, go to Planet Fitness, or, I'm worried people gonna look at me, so I'm gonna just do the home workout. I'm gonna do some push-ups, I'm gonna do some squats, I'm gonna do some stuff like that. Oh, but, I can't just do that, man. I'm not about to work at no McDonald's. That's your pride. That's your ego. Who told you that? I used to work at McDonald's. A lot of the reason why people stay stuck in who they are right now, they stay stuck in their current circumstance, is because they think, I'm too good for that. No, you're not. None of us are too good to go down, flip some burgers at McDonald's. And see, the thing is this. We spend so much of our life allowing what everyone else had to say about us to dictate it, that it stops us from doing the stuff that will get us to where we're trying to be. If you're trying to go from I have zero in the bank account to I want to have $1 million in the bank account, you got to start somewhere. You might have to start with going down to McDonald's. You might have to start with going to GameStop. You might have to start with whatever it is for you. You got to start somewhere. And we allow the opinion of other people to control our life so much that a part of us says that I need them to feel this way about me. I need people to like me. And the problem is that when you are in a state of needing, you're saying that I am not enough. I need people to like me because deep down, a part of us feel that we're not good enough. And that's a tough thing to admit. I remember in my life, I used to seek validation because I often felt like I wasn't good enough. So I would try and go out my way to impress people or try to get somebody to like me or do these things because deep down, I felt like I wasn't good enough. And now, I love myself. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm up here making my videos. I'm living a life that is so much better than... I was just making sure that was still recording. I'm living a life that is so much better than I ever dreamt possible because I changed that belief from I am not good enough to I am enough. I am good enough. I am somebody who can be somebody in a world that tells me I'm nobody. Because if you listen to what the world says about you, the world will say that if you don't drive a certain car, you're not good enough. If you're not a certain height, people won't like you. If you don't have a certain waist size or certain muscle size, that girls or guys aren't going to like you. The world will try and convince you that you're not enough so that you'll buy something to then be enough. And then they drop something new. That's how it works. But when you realize that you're the one in control of your identity, that you're the one who gets to decide, I am good enough, I am smart enough, I am enough, regardless of what the world says, regardless of what the bank account says, regardless of what the report card says, regardless of what anyone, any place, anything had to say about you, when you decide that I am good enough, your life, that's how it's going to work for you. It's going to be incredible. So, Lawrence, how do we do that? You got us motivated. You got us hyped up. Make this practical. Give us something that we can do. Step number 1, figure out where am I? Who am I being? Be honest with yourself. Just take a look at the things you say about yourself. Take a look at the way you treat yourself. Take a look at your habits. Oh, well, I'm already procrastinating. Why? Because a part of me believes I'm a procrastinator. Oh, I'm always saying that I'm not good enough. Why? Because a part of me believes I'm not good enough. Now that we know who you've been being, you say to yourself, who I was, that's who I was. Who I am is who I decided to become. So, who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? What am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to go from living in this poverty neighborhood, crime neighborhood, to I want to be somewhere safe. I want to be somewhere successful. I want to be somewhere that I could go outside and enjoy my life. I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner. I want to be whatever it is. I want to be in really good shape. I want to be healthy. I want to be wealthy. I want to be these things, right? So now we know who you've been. We know who you're trying to be. And at this point, a lot of people will they'll just fake it till they make it. You know, they buy some clothes, they change what they wear, they change the stuff that they're eating, and these sound good, and they can be, but faking it until you make it doesn't work because you know you're faking it. So when you go from saying 15 years of your life, you've been saying, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, nobody likes me, and then the next day you wake up and you say, well, I'm just fantastic. It's not gonna work because you've spent so long in one way that your brain is going to go, man, you're faking it. Stop. And you'll give up. But instead what you do is you go out into the world, maybe you change up the music you listen to, maybe you go to a different part of town, and you just feel what it's like there. You want to catch that feeling. You want to, instead of going to Applebee's or something, you save up a little bit of money, go somewhere a little bit more high class, like somewhere a little more fancier, if that's what you want to do. Or you go to the neighborhood that have the beautiful houses and you just walk around. You just take a look. You go and expose yourself to that life that you're trying to get. You go to the gym and you see like, wow, people are in here going hard. They're working out. They're doing it. You go to the places. You listen to certain music. You listen to certain podcasts or YouTube videos, and you just like feel those emotions. Like you get a taste of who you're becoming. And then you start figuring out, all right, what does the version of me, hopefully you guys don't hear that. There's like 10 cop cars driving by. But the version of me that I'm becoming, this identity, what's a day in their life? Like you want to imagine yourself like them. You want to think to yourself, what would they be doing? How do they talk? How do they dress? Like, how do they feel? What do they say about themselves? You want to feel that. And over time, by changing your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, the way you see the world, you'll become someone different. You go from I am not to I am. You go from I am ugly to I am attractive. Not because of what changed in the mirror. It's what changed inside of you. The outside world is just a mirror and it's reflecting you. When you look at the bank account and you're like, okay, well, this is what's happening to me. This is what's happening to me. But no, you're the one who gets to decide what happens for you. Here where I am, here's my situation. But what can I do? How can I make it happen? We spend so much of our life focused on, well, I can't because my family didn't grow, like I didn't grow up a certain way, or what are people going to think about me, or what are they going to say about me, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? Well, what if you become somebody unrecognizable? What if you become somebody who inspires others? What if you become somebody who gets to change your life? And it's your decision, because your identity is what controls your life. When you have someone who constantly says, man, I'm always check to check. I'm always check to check. I'm always check to check. I'm always in these types of relationships. I'm always in this sort of situation. You could give that person $100 million, and I bet you at the end of the year, they are check to check. Why? Because that's not their situation. That's who they're saying that they are. Yes, there are situations where people are in really hard financial situations. It happens. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you can have a person who, no matter what their situation is, they change who they're being. They say to themselves, I am capable of doing something about this, and eventually they do something. You will have somebody who constantly says, I am this thing, and that's what they become. So you have to be very careful about who are you being? What do you say after I am? Are you deciding who you become, or are you just repeating what your mom, brother, sister, dad, aunt, uncle, and all these people growing up said about you? Who are you? Who am I? When you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself, who am I? Who am I becoming? Where am I going in life? What are my goals? What do I want to be? What am I trying to achieve? You have to ask yourself these sort of things, because most people don't. And as a result, most people allow themselves to be controlled by what everyone else said that they are. Oh, well, because you look this way, you're not good enough. Because you sound this way, you're not good enough. Because you did or did not go to college or graduate high school, or you have this certain thing that you did, you're not enough, or you are good enough. No, you get to decide. You get to wake up in the morning and decide, who am I? You get to decide, who am I becoming? And in the process, people will say you've changed. That's a great thing. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to be someone completely different from who you used to be. You are allowed to transform. Yes, people will say you changed, you switched up, you're acting different. Good, you're supposed to. If you look at the world, nothing stays the same forever. A seed becomes a tree, a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, a tadpole becomes a frog. But it doesn't just, you can't bring the past version of you into the new life. That's not how it works. It's unfortunate, but that's not how it works. You have to be willing to completely get rid of who you were, what you did, where you've been, in order to go where you're trying to be. You can't take version 1 into version 2. It doesn't work like that. You might have to get rid of some friends. You might have to get rid of certain people you're hanging around. You might have to drop certain habits, quit certain addictions, stop going certain places, change how you spend your money, change how you eat, change your morning routine. You might have to start changing some stuff up. That's how it works. Because when you say to yourself, who am I? Where am I going? What am I trying to do in life? Who am I becoming? Immediately, you start noticing this stuff. You start noticing that, oh wait, the reason why my bank account is how it is because that's how I'm spending my money. Why? Because growing up, I saw these things. Like, I saw mom and dad spending money a certain way. I saw them saving or not saving. I saw them investing or not investing. I saw this. I was told this. I was told this is how we live. People like us do or don't. People like us can or can't. So, as a result, I've been living my life through a story that was told to me, not a story that I decided. And the moment you decide, who am I? Who am I going to be? What do I want? Where do I want to go in life? What are the goals I have? The moment you decide these things, the moment you change who you're being, the moment you will change your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, and you will change your life. So I want to close out this podcast episode with this. Who are you? Get yourself a journal. Spend some time alone. Get to know yourself. Ask yourself things like, why do I act this way? Why do I feel this way? Who told me that I am or am not enough? What music, what is that telling me about myself? What are the television telling me about myself? The people I'm hanging around, my standards for my life, the stuff I tolerate or do not tolerate, the way I spend my money. Who am I? Where am I going? What am I trying to become? And that will define your life, because who you are will control what you believe, what you say, what you do, and the results you get in life. You want to change your life? Change who you are. And when people say, well, who do you want to be when you grow up? That makes a lot of people start thinking, I want to be the next Michael Jordan. I want to be the next Beyonce. I want to be the next this. I want to be the next that. No, you don't have to be the next anything. You just have to be the one, the only, the first, the last you. That's who you are. You look at my videos, you look at my podcast, you look at my speeches. I talk very different from how a lot of people do. I dress very different from how a lot of people do. I act different from how a lot of people do. But I'm just acting like me. I'm just being me. This is who I am. And if I decided that I want to change something about myself, I want to change the way I act, I want to change the way I talk, I wouldn't have to change what I'm doing. I would just change the story I'm telling myself about myself. We say things like, I can't do that. Why? Because you believe you can't. When we change our beliefs, when we change what we say after I am, we change our life. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it to somebody who you think might need it. And if you're looking to purchase my books or one-on-one coaching, you can find those below. As well as if you're looking for speakers for your podcast or school or organization, you can contact me below at lawrence@lawrenceharris.com. Have a good one.